Good morning, UPB Happy Valentine's Day. It is February 14th, 2014. The market, again, futures are lower just like they were at the same time yesterday when I did my early morning market video. You can see the move we've had just over the last week and a half since we hit our lows. I was talking about this line here, this trend line. Look, we bounced perfectly off it. Perfectly. Who drew that line? I guess it was me. And then I was also talking about this relative strength index here. If you go back in time, let me get my time machine on, and go back in time, and you can see the last couple times I talked about this specifically a couple weeks ago when we got this relative strength index falling below the 25 level. It's happened a couple times, and each time we've dropped down here, we've rallied significantly. Just like we are here, look at the relative strength index popping up almost in overbought territory. We're not there yet, and I think we're going to hit new all-time highs before we start pulling back, which is crazy considering futures have been getting hammered. Last night we're down over 100 Dow Jones Industrial Average points. I said, don't worry about it. Guess what? It was the best buy to dip opportunity that we've seen in quite a long time. And again here, look at this oversold level here back in November. This is the Abenomics low. Look at the rally we have since then. So come on. If you're studying the market and you look at the volume starting to decline, etc., people are buying stocks, investors, traders, funds, banks, and they're holding on to them, which means every kind of dip, someone's selling. And I don't think it's the people who have been accumulating, realizing, who've come to the realization that there's no place else to be except stocks. So why would they be selling? Again, so if you want to get into some of the stocks like Priceline, you're buying at significantly higher prices because nobody's selling. So to me, we're going to see a sharp move to the upside continuation. Just like a call with Tesla back in December when we hit our lows on the third fire. You can see the stock consolidated a bit. I said even then that in the start of 2014, you look up my videos at StockTwits. You can look up my videos at optionmillionaires.com. Even then, we were down at 120 level. I said in the first part of 2014, we'd be over $200 on Tesla, and we're just about there. We broke over it today and yesterday, but couldn't close above it. I think this stock's going to move to 250, 300, ultimately over $400 a share. Pretty crazy, right? Crazy, yeah. And what's even more crazy is that short interest has increased significantly for the stock. So that's going to supply some of the buying pressure, which brings me to one of the most heavily shorted stocks I've seen in a long time, BTH, which is double bottomed here. It's kind of meandering down here in the low to mid $9 level. I think the stock's going to rocket higher. It's going to happen in the next couple days, next couple weeks. I'm buying the March calls now. I'm setting myself up to capitalize and post a big profit personally on a sharp move to the upside for BTH, Blythe Incorporated. Looking for moved short-term $15. So we'll see if that happens. Big Lots also broke below support, but looking to get back over that level. We'll see if that happens. Big Lots, you look from a longer-term perspective. If we pierce through this and continue to the downside, you'll be looking at 2250. But again, look at the oversold conditions here. Oversold conditions, just like here back at the start of 2013, kind of a similar thing. We're in the start of 2014, and the move was a significant move, and over a $15 move to the upside. We get the same thing where we'll be up here at $41. So I love this stock. I love Big Lots for a move to the upside. It might take a little while. Maybe I was a little early for the call, but I think that Big Lots is going to make a big move. And also FIVE, which is that support. Look at this beautiful move here. Look at this candle. It's a 5-year weekly chart. We're just at the start of a rally up to $40. Love you. Weight Watchers brought this up. Private Twitter at optionmillionaires.com. If you sign up for optionmillionaires.com, offer private Twitter trades. I talked about the calls in the stock, and you can see it's kind of dwindling down here. Barron's got behind it 2 weeks ago, said it was going to double possibly. And I'm looking for a further upside. Look at this. I think the downside is over, and we're going to see a move back over $40 for Weight Watchers. How about Boeing? I talked about it yesterday in my morning market video. Boeing, intraday, what a nasty decline at the open. You can see it gapped lower, and then just a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. You could have got the 130 calls for 11 cents, I believe. Maybe even 9 cents was the low. Those went to about 50, 60, 70 cents. the 128. You could have got any call contract on Boeing and made a fortune. And then also McDonald's, which was in a private Twitter alert this past week for me, my private Twitter account. The $95 calls actually dropped to about 18, 17 cents. What a beautiful move from McDonald's on the heels of Burger King earnings. Burger King was up over 2.5% early on. How about TLT? I don't know. I think bonds are going to collapse. I think interest rates are going to start to rise. Again, I've been saying this for quite a while, so I could be a broken record. But nonetheless, I got into the TLT 106 puts for next week, and I'm looking from a longer term perspective of this chart that just looks ready to crumble. It's funny I bring up ready to crumble. How about WWE? I was like, are you ready to rumble? They report earnings before the bell tomorrow. Usually it rallies into, WrestleMania, whatever. But look at this, just dramatic move to the upside. This looks like a beautiful put candidate here for the $20 put, but we'll see. I didn't get any. It's just interesting to see. I mean, to me, this is completely represents the where the heck do I put my money these days? It's like, oh, do I put it in bonds that are yielding almost nothing, or do I put it into a stock that's going to go parabolically to the upside? So, all right, well, I'm cutting it shorter here a little bit. It's UPB here. We're off on Monday. It's President's Day, so that's nice. So we're gonna have a short week next week. Keep that in mind when you're trading out of the money stock options for next week, because the premiums are going to get eroded, dried up. So you want to be careful there. It's been an absolutely tremendous week. It's been spotty the last couple weeks with the market pullback. Again, the Heisenberg indicator at optionmillionaires.com. Look for that kind of pullback, and then I talked about it. I wrote a post on the blog at optionmillionaires.com talking about the rally off the lows here, and that's what we're getting. And I think this is going to continue to the upside. And we're going to break out to new all-time highs. And everyone's going to be baffled. They're going to be like, oh my goodness. Just like this morning. It's like retail sales came out. They're like, oh, this is it. This is the confirmation that this market is a complete farce. Meanwhile, who cares? I don't care if we're traders. We're traders at heart. So we don't care. Gosh, if it's a farce, as long as we all know it's a farce and we know which way it's going to go, who cares, right? That's what we're here for. It's like if your job is to find a direction of something, or if you're an analyst for the NFL and your job is to pick what team's going to win, well, guess what? You want to be with the person who's always picking the team that's going to win. So we've been pretty good here at optionmillionaires.com, short term and longer term. Everybody else has been calling for an epic collapse, a crash. Every single headwind in 2013, everyone was telling you to sell stock, sell. James T. Kramer, CNBC, was saying at 164 on the SPY back in August, oh, it's a great time to sell stocks. Yeah. How'd that work out for you? All right. UPB here, optionmillionaires.com. If I don't see you in the chat room tomorrow, have a great extended weekend. And the Dukes of Hazzard says hello as well. All right, everyone. Take care.